Hi students, I am Dr. M. Ashraf Majroo, Professor of Community Medicine. I welcome you in the learning session of Concept and Evolution of Epidemiology. This is the first and opening session of epidemiology. The agenda include learning objective of epidemiology, definition and concept of epidemiology, health related events, frequency, distribution and determinants, epidemiological framework, epidemiological study designs, evolutionary landmark in epidemiology. So let's take agenda points one by one. Uh, Learning objective of epidemiology. The learning objective includes the skills finding the disease burden, disease causation, and tracing the natural course of disease, and monitoring and evaluation of public health intervention, application of epidemiological knowledge for prevention and control of diseases. So, under the disease burden, the skill include to find the frequency and distribution of health-related events. And in disease causation, the skills to develop and test the etiological hypothesis to establish the association and cause. In natural course of disease, the skills to monitor and follow the natural course of disease and to quantify the impact of disease process. In evaluation of intervention, the skill required to evaluate the outcomes of preventive health programs, diagnostic and therapeutic measures. The application of epidemiology in policy and planning include the skills to apply epidemiological finding for planning of public health intervention or programs. So these are the key learning objective of epidemiology. The epidemiology is a composite word derived from three Latin words, the epi, demos, and logs. Epi mean upon or among, and demos mean people, logs mean study. So the epidemiology is study among the people about the health related states and events. So how we uh, formally define the epidemiology? It is the frequency, distribution and determinants of health related states or events in specified population and application of the study to control health related problems. So this is the formal definition, and the keywords include the frequency, distribution, determinants, and health-related events. The frequency mean how much is the health problem, that mean the quantification of health problem, and distribution mean where, when, and who are the sufferer, mean the characteristic of the people who are suffering the disease, and determinant mean what are the causes of health related states and events. So let's see the question to be answered through the epidemiological skills. The question are what is the problem or health related event in the community. So the epidemiology will depict the health related problem in the community. How much is the problem? Mean what is the frequency of the problem? Who is the sufferer? Mean what are the subgroups like men, women and children who are suffering from the health related states and events? Where is the problem? The geographical distribution or location of the health related problems. Then when does this problem occur? At the time association of the disease, and what is the cause of the health related states and problems, and what can we do about these problems. So finally, the solution, what is the solution of the problem? So these are the 7 questions which through various skills the epidemiologist will try to answer these 7 questions. The disease and health related events. What is the disease and health related events? If we talk about the disease, it is an established clinical entity and it is classified as communicable and non-communicable diseases. The communicable diseases like tuberculosis, malaria, plague, COVID-19, SARS, MERS, and non-communicable diseases like coronary heart disease, hypertension, diabetes, and cancers. These are the examples of clinical entities or diseases. Now the health related events, they are the non-modifiable and modifiable direct risk factors. Non-modifiable direct risk factors include age, gender, race, genetic potentials. Modifiable risk factors include immunity, nutrient imbalance, obesity, smoking, alcoholism, physical activity, drug addiction, occupation, and overcrowding. And there are the causes of the causes are underlying factor of health related events. And these include the environmental, social, and ecological factors. The environmental factors include water sanitation, air pollution, global warming, ozone depletion, environmental degradation. And the social and ecological factor include the population dynamics and composition, economy, education, social justice, social norms, and healthcare delivery systems. So, these are the health related events, underlying factors and the direct factors, and these are the established clinical entities known as the diseases. So that is this is the meaning of disease and health related events. The frequency of health related events, the epidemiology will try to quantify the diseases and measure in terms of incidence, that mean attack rates, secondary attack rates, case fatality rates, then prevalence, point prevalence and period prevalence, and then proportionate morbidity, standardized mortality rates and ratio. These are usual epidemiological terms explained in the epidemiology, but the epidemiology is supported by the statistical measures, and these statistical measures are required to quantifying the disease in epidemiology. The statistical measures include the descriptive summaries like count, rates, ratio, proportion. The numerical summaries, mean, median, centiles, dispersions and distributions. The association to find the relationship between various factors in epidemiology, that is the odds ratio, risk ratio, correlations, regression, and so many other statistical measures that synergize the statistical frequencies. So we will learn all these quantifications in the forthcoming sessions of epidemiology. Now distribution, another keyword in the definition of epidemiology. It explains who, where and when, mean who is the sufferer, that mean the characteristics of the persons, and where mean the places, the characteristics of the places, and when mean times. This what is the time association of the disease and health related problems. If we talk about the persons, these are the age, sex, and race distribution, and distribution by population subgroups like infants, children, women, and other occupational groups, vulnerable groups, blacks and whites. Then if we talk about the place distribution, this is the distribution by towns, cities, countries, and comparison between the regions and global comparison. Then urban rural variation, and then aquatic pools and altitude variation of diseases. So these are the characteristic under the distribution of the places. Then time association, the seasonality trends of the diseases, the cyclic trends, outbreaks occur in cycles, and then secular or long-term trends. So we will study these factors, and the epidemiology is focused on uh, person distribution, places, and time distribution of diseases. Then distribution is very important, and the knowledge of distribution serves two functions: planning and mobilization of resources for control and prevention of problem, and provide data for developing the etiological hypothesis that can be further tested. So we will give the examples for developing the hypothesis. The historical example is distribution of deaths of cholera by 10,000 houses by elevation of resident from sea level and water supply companies. These are two different hypotheses. One is put forward by the William Farr, and second water supply company hypothesis was put forward by the John Snow. And these two historical important hypotheses, the William Farr hypothesis was based on miasma theory, and that explains that the disease is caused by miasma, that is the pollutant having foul smell material, and if so, then the William Farr believed that the disease is associated with the sea level, elevation from the sea level, and his data established that as the sea level is increasing, the disease is decreasing to support the miasma theory. So this was the distribution hypothesis. On the other hand, the John Snow believed that cholera is caused by the contamination of River Thames water, and he described the data by companies. And if we look at this, the Lambeth company has least mortality, and this was the company due to some reasons its source was shifted to upstream as compared to the other companies which were supplying water from the downstream. This is the example from where the distribution generates the hypothesis, and ultimately the John Snow worked further, and the contamination was found to be the cause of the cholera. We will see in the historical landmarks. Then moving forward, the other keyword in the definition is the determinants. What are the determinants? These may be the factors associated with the causation of disease or health-related events. These may be directly causing disease or underlying factors for disease or health-related events. So these are the determinants, but we will see the determinants are not a single factor. They are composite factors, and there is a synergistic effect of the host, agent, and environment to cause the disease. So these are the host, agent, and environmental factor. This is known as epidemiological triad, and this is the point where the factors synergized and they cause the disease. Now we explain what are the determinants, the host, agent and environmental factor. If we talk about the host factors, these include the age, sex, race, religion, customs, occupation, genetic potentials, marital status, previous disease or associated disease, and immune status and nutritional status. On the other hand, the agent factor that can contribute in the disease causation phenomena as determinants, these are the biological agents, bacteria, viruses, fungi, chemical agents, poisons, alcohol, smoke, genotoxic substances, physical agents like trauma, radiation, heat and cold, pressure. Then environmental factors, they are the internal and external human environment. The external environment usually include temperature, humidity, altitude, crowding, water sanitation, housing, air pollution, global warming, radiation and noise, social interaction, and this is the social environment, and biological factors, this is the biological environment. So all these are included in the list of when we talk about the determinants, that mean the determinants from the host, agent and the environment. Now the steps for finding the determinants, the first step is finding the frequency and distribution and then develop the hypothesis, making comparison and brainstorming for hypothesis development. Then testing the hypothesis through epidemiological studies and finding the association and consolidating finding and linking the factors. So this is how the epidemiology traces the determinants systematically. Then epidemiological framework is very important to learn that the frequency and distribution, this is the first step and this is known as the descriptive events and the epidemiology is demarcated as descriptive epidemiology. And when we move further for developing and testing the hypothesis, so the descriptive studies support to develop the hypothesis, but the observational analytic studies they are used to test the hypothesis. This is the further step in the epidemiology, and now the from descriptive to analytic, the epidemiology will change from descriptive to analytic epidemiology. Further, the establishing and association and finding the determinants steps, both observational and the experimental analytic epidemiology, they both are synergized to find the association and cause. So this is very important epidemiological framework which describes the epidemiology in three steps: the descriptive epidemiology, observational analytic and experimental analytic. Now what are the epidemiological study designs which we will deal in the forthcoming sessions of epidemiology? The descriptive study designs, observational analytic study designs and experimental analytic study designs. In descriptive study designs, important are case report, case series, ecological or correlational studies, and cross-sectional studies include both in descriptive as well as in analytic study design. So the cross-sectional analytic, case control, and cohort study design, these are the observational analytic study design. And if the intervention is from the observer or the investigator, then and the experimentation is involved, and this is the experimental analytic. The experimental analytic study design includes the clinical trial, preventive trial. Both may be randomized control and non-randomized control trials. Now, the evolutionary landmarks are very interesting in epidemiology, and the development of epidemiology is through these steps. So, the first landmark is the Hippocrates in 400 BC. He described the association of a disease with the environment. And then the John Grant in 1662, he analyzed weekly reports of death and births in London. And this was the steps towards the quantification and distribution of mortality by age and sex. So this is very important landmark. And then is the William Farr, as I have explained in the previous slide, the distribution. He compiled routine compilation of data as Registrar General in England and Wales, and he compared the mortalities by various groups of the population and developed a hypothesis of disease causation. So then is the John Snow in 1854. He conducted series of investigation on cholera and its association with the water supply in London. So these are important landmark. Here is one landmark. The Jenner tried and experimented the vaccine and tested the preventive hypothesis. If we talk about the epidemiological landmark, they are these two landmarks, they are mainly on the descriptive epidemiological side, and the William Farr work and the John Snow, they were known to be the who evolved the analytic epidemiology through hypothesis development of hypothesis and testing of hypothesis. So the all story of contamination of river Thames is depicted through a cartoon which depict the mythical causes as well as the political paraphernalia of the London. And if we describe, this is the ironical cartoon published in Punch magazine in 1850, a mythical depiction of River Thames contamination and political exploitation expressed through a hypothetical molecular magnifier. So this is very interesting, which is ironically depicting the mythical cause of the cholera outbreak, and mainly it was linked with the contamination of River Thames water. Then another very important experimental analytic step to experimental analytic epidemiology was in 1796, where the Jenner is injecting a material from cowpox blister, hypothesizing that may be preventive. And here we can depict the donor Sarah Nelmus, who donated the she was cowmaid, and she is donating cowpox blister material for injecting, and the volunteer boy is James Phipps, 8 years old volunteer boy, to whom the blister material was being injected. The observation was survivor of the smallpox were immune to smallpox, and other was the dairy maids engaged with milking cows were immune to smallpox. So these observations led to the hypothesis that exposure to cowpox produce immunity against the smallpox. So this is the basis of this experimentation. So this was the steps to the experimental epidemiology. So if we summarize the events in epidemiology, or steps in the epidemiology, first is knowing the disease frequency and distribution by person, place and time, and then developing the etiological hypothesis, and then testing the hypothesis through analytic studies, and then establishing the association, and ultimately establishing the cause by linking the biological plausibility with the association. So these are achieved through the descriptive studies. These are the steps falling under the descriptive studies, and these are the steps falling under analytic studies. So the conclusion is that the epidemiology is historically evolved as a discipline of systematic study of distribution and determinants of health-related events and use of this knowledge for prevention and control of diseases. So we will explore this was the introduction, and we will explore the epidemiology in the forthcoming lectures in detail. Thank you for sparing your time.